Hola mis amores, it's Yards and welcome back to this week's episode of A Bibliophilic Bull, where we're going to be discussing the Alice Feeney rabbit hole that has had me in a chokehold for a few months now. So we're going to run through at least 4 books, I think. First, starting with the very first Alice Feeney book I ever read, which is going to be Rock, Paper, Scissors. Rock, Paper, Scissors is about Adam, who has prosopagnosia, and that is where it's a neurological disorder that doesn't allow him to recognize faces. And he's also married to Amelia, who has won a romantic getaway in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of a snowstorm. And we all know how those go, right? Somehow through work, right? And so while they're there, they have a number of strange occurrences. All right. And we are like going back and forth between his marital life through these letters, and you know, one thing leads to another, and we get to the end of the book and it's like, oh my god. So of all of the ones that I've read, this one is definitely at the top of the list when it comes to twists at the end. So chef's kiss, love that one. Now, next book that I read by Alice Feeney, I ain't gonna hold you, I was like, what it is, what it is. After you come from Rock, Paper, Scissors, I would not recommend reading My Husband's Wife. Read that one first, okay? My Husband's Wife is about Eden Fox, you know, and she returns from going on a run back to her house, and then all of a sudden her husband act like he don't know who the heck she is. Like, so I don't want to give too many spoilers. I will say that the twist at the end was not as a wow for me as others. I would say this one was a solid 7 out of 10 bullhorn recommend. It's not bad. It's just, you know, something to read. The next one, Beautiful Ugly. Now that's where she redeemed herself, because I was gagged. You hear me? Beautiful Ugly is about this guy named Grady who's a writer, and as soon as he gets his big break, his wife vanishes on this dark side road the night that he's getting his big break. He's actually on the phone with her when this happens. Crazy work, right? And so a year later, he's trying to recover from the loss of his wife, etc., etc. And then lo and behold and lo, OMG, I said, you know what? I'm not giving away no spoilers, but when I tell you karma is real, I enjoyed this book. I'm not going to say anything. All I'm going to say is serves you right. Serves you right. That's all I got. I don't want to spoil it for you. This one right here was a 9 out of 10 bullhorn recommend. All right. So on to Daisy Darker. Y'all had me shook. I was just kind of like, wait, what? This one was so good because it was like, I was just not expecting that ending. I was not expecting. It was so much that I actually did a little video clip of my reaction of when I got to the end, because I was like, what the fuck? So Daisy Darker is definitely a 10 out of 10 bullhorn recommend. Rock, Paper, Scissors, 10 out of 10 bullhorn recommend, as well as I would say Beautiful Ugly. Yes. Now, I have read Sometimes I Lie, but also So His Taurus Rising. So we're going to come back and do that one together, because Sometimes I Lie will get to the end and have you like, and so yeah, we're going to discuss Sometimes I Lie in the next video with Taurus Rising. Until next week, I will check you guys later.